Scratticus Academy. We are back with some Call of Cthulhu. So first of all, please check out all the links that are coming up in chat now, with a special thank you to our wonderful sponsors who we couldn't do this without, in the form of Bird in the Storm. Oh, I'm wearing their t-shirt. You can go check that out. Bird in the Storm, and also Maychamp Press. You can see all of their links in chat there. Otherwise, let's hop round and say hi. So let's start with the very lovely Mal. Oh, hi, Mal.
Oh, hi. You can find me at Malhadale on Twitter. I'm here being soggy and terrified. I had an idea for a one-shot, and that idea has turned into me writing my own hack for a Plowed by the Apocalypse game, so we'll see how that turns out. I think that's it for now.
I'm glad to hear that. About the game, not that that's it for now. I've just realised how awful that sounds. So now we're going to hop over and say hello to Britt. All the
Hi, I am Britt, and you can say Britt or Atomic Firebird, and I want to say hi to Potato, because Potato is responsible for me eating a GIF, and that made my day today. So thank you, Tato.
Love it. Awesome. And then we're going to hop over to the very lovely Nassim, or Nazgul.
Hey, yeah, I'm Nassim, and I'm Nazgul Online, and I am on the Venture Maidens podcast on every other Wednesday on Twitch. We're going to have a show tomorrow night. I'm also wearing our shirt. And I'm Bo Franklin Bede.
Perfect. Thank you. And then we're going to hop over to D&D Paige. You are muted. It's not working. Okay, we'll hop over to Sage Ophelia real quick.
Well, hi, I'm Sage Ophelia. You can find me here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm also on Twitter at Sage Ophelia, and today I'm going to be playing Maria Santiago, who's always ready for any kind of shot, really. Liquor, guns, we're good. That's my life in a shot.
Standard, fair enough. And last, how about Paige? Is it all good?
Maybe?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. I don't know what's happening today, but there's a lot of technical problems on this side. Yeah, me. What about me? I'm Paige, and I'm having technical problems today, and so I lost my mind. I can be found online as D&D and Paige, and I think we've gone 0 weeks without having something creepy happening, so let's see if we make it another week alive.
Perfect. Thank you. And last week, the team found themselves on like a cruise ship with some very odd things happening, things chasing. Some things not chasing at all. They were just there, mainly on the roof of an elevator. Other than that, we did leave Eddie and Idris on top deck by the captain and by many, many of the other passengers. And also Bo, Maria, and the professor down in the ballroom as all the lights smashed above them and everything went dark. But back up on top deck, Eddie and Idris, the captain stands in front of you. He doesn't move. He wears a smile on his face. But the passengers seem to take a step towards you, one step at a time.
Edward, would you say that we should run, or should we just knock some lights out again?
I think maybe it's time to go dancing, because spilling the drink isn't gonna stop this.
Yeah, and I'm gonna like back up. I think Edward and I are like arm in arm still.
Yeah.
Back up slowly towards where I think the ballroom is hopefully still at.
Yeah. As you back up, all of these passengers watch you go, and you notice as the captain is smiling, he blinks. But he blinks sideways.
Ah,
That's made worse by the fact that he still has a hole in his face, doesn't he?
Yeah. You guys shot him, I didn't.
She shot him in the back of the head last week, so he's got a hole in his face, and now he's blinking sideways. Everything's great!
But he blinks sideways. But not in time, one eye at a time. So they go in almost reptile-like yellow, almost just for a brief second. And that smile spreads a little bit wider as you come back away from this group and down the stairs towards where you know the ballroom is. Would you like to do anything other than back away?
back way faster.
I mean, you can back away if you want. Do you turn and run?
Should we do our back-to-back thing again, Edward?
Sure.
Dangerous. Or should we just turn and run? I don't really know.
Let's just go. Let's go. Let's run. Fuck it.
And you turn and you bolt. And you can run down those stairs. And as you hit the bottom step, you can see this door into a pitch black ballroom. You heard the glass shatter as you stepped on that last step. And at that same time, you heard all those footsteps up on deck start running. However, in the ballroom, the rest of you have just been thrown into darkness. And you've got Maria, you've fallen to the floor, sort of like gasping for air after Ruth grabbed your throat. And you can feel the air coming into your lungs again as if you can breathe properly again. Theodore, you feel you're unharmed, but you've sort of dropped to the floor as this glass has showered over the top of you and Aiden. But Bo, you still feel Ruth's hands on you. You can't see her in this pitch black room.
Well, I would like to try to toss her the fuck off of me. And like find Maria from the ground and like scoop her up.
Roll a strength check for me, please. As you can almost, you realize how tight this grip is, and you manage to push Ruth off. However, as you do, you're not too sure if it was Ruth at all, as the hands didn't feel like hands anymore. They felt clammy, sort of like tacky, cold, almost like scales slithering over your arms, wrapping tighter and tighter, but you managed to throw it off.
Get away from me, sea witch. Maria! You can grab my hand.
You can find Maria very quickly, considering how close you all were together.
Okay. I'm just gonna link arms with Maria. Theo, where are you, man?
Prophet
Theodore is on the ground, trying to cover up from the glass. I'm down here.
I would like to, with Maria, go over to his voice and try and regroup.
Yeah, you can sort of feel around in the darkness, and as you walk, you hear that crunch of glass underneath your feet. And Theodore, you can feel Aiden grabbing you, just like, Professor, that is you, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. And you could hear Aiden, we're here, Bo, Mr. Franklin, feed, yes, like, is in this panic as you can rejoin, like, you feel Aiden's hand reach out and grab you, Bo, just like probably grabbing your sleeve.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. I think at this point you can drop the formalities, Aiden. We got to get the fuck out of here. Who's got a light?
I only have the gun.
I'm gonna try to stand up without slicing my hands open on the ground.
You can do that.
Okay.
And Edward and Idris, you hear this in this pitch black room as you're sort of in complete darkness yourselves, but you can hear them. You can get a very good general direction from where they are.
I'm pretty sure I still have the flashlight because we just have been running with everything in our hands.
Yeah.
So if the flashlight's not on, I will attempt to make it be on again.
Yeah, you can walk forward and you flick on that flashlight. As it points at the ground first, you see dirt and grass.
Idris, are you seeing this too?
Yes, but are we in the temple again? I don't remember there being grass.
I don't either, but with everything that happens, who knows anything anymore?
That's true. I guess, I mean, are our friends here? Like, and I'm gonna like indicate to like kind of like point around, like they should be here.
Yeah, I'll pan around with the light.
As you pan around with the light, you can see Bo sort of almost supporting Maria. You see Theodore and Aiden as you all stand in a clearing of the forest. There's no glass on the floor. There's nothing here but trees. Trees that are so tall they reach up to the sky, almost completely blocking out the sky itself. They stand very straight. They're very equal distance apart from each other.
Are these coniferous trees or deciduous trees?
They are not coniferous trees.
Okay.
Sort of orchard? What?
I don't know.
I have a lighter. I could set this whole goddamn place on fire and maybe it'll disappear.
Oh, well.
Alice, if with my background of any type of fruiting tree, does this look like an orchard? Or is it like a weird orchard? Or is it like...
This is in a deep forest. All the trees are exactly the same. In fact, you can't really recognize necessarily what species of tree it is. It almost looks like it's been drawn by a child. Long, tall, wooden, brown trunks with green dotting the tops of them.
So, maybe the two groups will link arms, see? And, what happened up on the top deck?
Yeah, someone got their juice spilled. Someone got shot in the head again. And the weird captain, the one that had you shot, he had the hole in his head again, but his eyes, like, they don't close like this. They were closing like this. and they were kind of funky looking. I don't really know. Kind of like a lizard on a sunny day. I don't know, but something was weird.
Well, at least he's not here.
Good point.
Knocks on tree 3 times.
I'm here. You know, I honestly kind of find forests a little bit more alarming than boats or trains. I don't like forests, especially not at night.
Why not? There's plenty of places for us to hide.
Yes, but there's also insects.
Sí, pero not like the big insects that, you know.
I don't think we really have to worry about the bugs unless they're the big mosquitoes from that one when we were with oh shoot, I can't remember his name.
George?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that he kind of grew tall and then tried to choke me, and then Maria almost did surgery in the back of my neck. Yeah, let's not go near those again. Those were not fun.
It would have been fine.
Looking like, what?
I did a very good practice round. It would have been fine. Can I listen? Is there any noise of life, like animals, bugs?
Roll a listen check for me.
Yeah, I'm bad at that.
If anyone else wants to roll a listen check, that is also fine.
Sure.
This is one of my best stats, and I failed.
These rolls! My god.
Y'all.
How did Bo fail on a 14?
I know.
Y'all.
You look around this forest, and it's not dark. It's like dusk. This feels very cold in color, almost like a blue. And there's lots of patches of dirt. There's no real long grass. There is off in the distance a bit, but there seems to be no life down on the floor of this forest, like the sun's been blocked out by the top of these trees, not allowing anything to grow, almost suffocating the ground.
Are there any low-hanging branches that I could reach or jump up to?
You could see some fairly thin ones. They're not like ones you could, I don't know, Tarzan swing from one to the other.
Yeah.
But there are some there.
I'm gonna try to rip one off and just make a handmade torch.
Fire on a stick. Yes, let's just say you can do that. You can do that easily. And as you do, you're very aware that the only sound in this forest is the one of you breaking this branch and lighting it.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
Is that from one of your movies?
Yeah.
I think maybe we should not stay so still.
I mean, we were just in a room full of, I don't know what, hallucinations that time, or monsters, but we have barely moved.
Speaking of the room, I have to wonder. So we know this is not real, see? And
Probably not.
the ballroom also probably not real. So I have to wonder, when did it start being not real? I mean, there was a moment in the desert, I think it was not real. Are we still in the desert? Did we die in the desert? Are we still on the boat before it even had the scary guys on board? Are we in the hotel?
Well, well, now we're getting a little too meta. If I start asking those questions, I might lose my goddamn mind.
Sí, pero it's important because if we're on the ship, then what if we move too far one direction and we fall off the ship, but the whole thing is such an illusion, we just drown and we don't know?
Well, we already jumped off the ship.
Wow, but did we?
I don't know, honey. I don't know what to tell you. We're in a forest now, and the last thing that felt real to me was being in a desert.
And we went a long way in the desert. By that reasoning, we've, gone a very long way. And if you think our moving would move us, I'm very confused.
I don't know. It's just nothing makes sense when you shoot something and it doesn't die.
I would not know, but yes.
Well, I guess. Going back to, should we keep going? If we're gonna die, we're gonna die, right? We might be dead now. Who knows? Who cares? But we gotta keep moving somehow.
See or
Exactly.
wait and see what comes.
Well, as long as we are getting philosophical, either we are all insane and nothing that we do matters, or whatever malevolent forces are driving what we are seeing will eventually show us what we're supposed to do. Aren't we supposed to get the thing back to where it's supposed to be?
See, but we were trying and it just stops us, so... Does it even want it back?
Well, so then either we have a purpose, or this is an exercise in futility and we all will die. So I'm going to try to think of the positive outcome.
Well, I know I can't sit still, so I say we keep moving.
Lead on, Bo. Which direction?
Are these trees scattered much like a forest, or it's kind of arranged and organized in a straight line?
They're not in a straight line. It's like they're dotted about the place, but they all seem to be the exact same distance apart from each other. Very static. There's quite a large gap between each one.
Is there? I was just gonna ask if there was a trail of any kind on the ground.
You can see where dirt has been moved, as if someone has trodden on it.
Right. Should we go where we think someone's gone, or do we think that someone is that thing where the feet off the ground is gonna try to kill us again?
I guess we could follow the dirt.
Something's better than nothing.
That way we go.
Yeah, start following the shuffled dirt.
And you can walk through this pathway, which looks to... There's no footprints. It's almost like their fluid motion has moved through these ferns, some of this grass. There's not much of it there. It's very patchy. And I need you all to make a spot hidden check for me, please. Okay. Bo, Theodore, and Edward. You all get a bit of a feeling, like the hairs stand up on the back of your neck. And out of the corner of your eye, you can see someone walking in the forest. Far off to your right, they don't seem to notice you. It's just someone walking. Someone very tall. And then there's another. And another. And another two to your left. And Theodore, on a hard success, you can hear them singing.
What are they singing?
It's almost like a low hum. You begin to think it's like a drone, and then you realize it's a nursery rhyme. But for some reason you can't remember what it is. But you recognize it.
I will just do what I always do in times of struggle at this point. I clutch onto Aiden.
He hasn't noticed this, so you make him jump a little bit. He's like, "You all right, Professor?" Why?
I'm just gonna motion at them all.
And he just sort of, oh my god, like as he sort of jumps and he sort of clutches back to you just as hard. and he starts shuffling forward. And who is closest probably to Theodore and Aiden at this point?
I was taking one of the ends because I have a gun, so I'm not sure where that puts me.
Okay.
I'm in the front.
Okay, so maybe Maria's at the back. Maria, you feel like Aiden's hand on you, like tapping quite a bit. Just
What?
and he's pointing over to where the professor showed these things walking through the forest, and you can see them. They're hunched, they're tall, their arms reach down below their knees with long fingers. You don't see their faces as they just walk forwards. They're sort of at the same level as you. Some of them are behind, not behind you, like chasing you, like they're just walking through this forest.
Are they going like parallel to us, or are we going to like potentially intersect?
It doesn't seem to like they're cornering you. It's literally like they're parallel walking to you. They don't seem to have noticed you. Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of stop and like actually turn towards one of them. Does it have any reaction?
Are you doing it quietly or are you making a noise?
Gonna try to do it quietly if that's possible.
Do you roll a stealth check for me, please?
I would love to fail a stealth check for you. Oh, what a surprise.
You can turn and look at this thing. It's quite far away. It's not like in reaching distance or anything like that. And you get a proper look. And as I said, they're tall, they're hunched. They seem to have branches and moss growing out of their back as they walk. These long arms, some of them you can see actually dragging their hands, their very human hands, across the floor. And one of their heads turn, not to look at you, as if it's looking for one of the others. And you see a mouth, you see a nose, but there are no eyes.
Breadstick boy.
Like, Aiden hasn't stopped, like, slapping you on the arm at the same time.
Do you see this?
As he's sort of like looking backwards and forwards between Theodore and you, like, because you haven't got your finger on your lips, like. Right, and he starts doing like different. He doesn't understand what you're saying.
Theodore's going to interpret that as notify the next person on the chain. Oh. And smack at Edward.
And Aiden just puts his hand over your mouth.
Edward will just tap Idris on the shoulder then, she would be next in line if Bo's in the front.
I'm like, yes, what do y'all want over there? And I'm like, oh.
And then two of the others stop at hearing Idris's voice. They don't look at you, they just stop. What is Bo doing? Are you still just walking, like, casually?
I mean, if I saw them, I've got my hand on my 32 auto, and I'm just, like, keeping, like, side-eye view to see if they get any closer, but I'm maintaining my pace, trying to pretend like I want nothing to do with them.
Yeah, you can have you spot them, you've seen them on that roll. And again, go on.
Do I notice the two that have stopped?
Yes.
Then I'll stop for a second just to see if they do anything else. And then I probably notice that everyone else has seen them.
As you all sort of pause for a moment, you notice all of them have paused. As they turn and look, and again you see those faces, the mouth, the nose, no eyes. And you see one of them, what looks like tasting the air, as an almost serpent-like tongue snaps out briefly, and then with its nose it sniffs and sniffs, and this huge creature, not quite human, starts to crouch down on the floor. And then so does the other, and the other.
Keep moving.
Is there a rock on the floor here, or like any rocks at all?
Yeah, they're not like boulders, but you can see like sort of hand-sized ones.
So Idris picks one up and like motions at it, and then like kind of motions like far, like opposite of us.
I'm gonna pick one up too, and
like the 1, 2, 3 motion.
yeah, really lob it as far past them on the other direction as we can.
Both roll me a strength, please. Okay. Idris, at that time you throw this rock and you can see it sail through between the trees, and it lands far away, and you notice that all of their heads turn, snap upwards in the direction of this rock, and almost like deer on all fours start to spring, canter towards where this rock went. In fact, some of them cross your path, and you get a better look at them. And you feel if they were to stand upright by you, they'd be close to 9 foot tall as they sprint past. However, Bo, when you throw this rock, it hits one of the trees and sort of rolls into your path. And one of them, very slowly, very close to the ground, almost spider-like, comes over, sniffing the rock, sniffing the air. As you are all now maybe a foot away from it.
Can anyone pick up a rock?
Anyone can pick up a rock if they want to pick up a rock. You do risk being heard at this close proximity. So if you pick up a rock, I also need you to roll a stealth check.
Oh god.
Depends on what my stealth is. Ooh. Nope, Bo is standing very still. Just not gonna move.
As you do, Bo, if you don't move at all, it sort of tries to look and find the path where this rock came from, its head weaving. It comes inches from your face, sniffing and moving. It's like it looks past you, looks around you, and the rest of you see this head pass over Bo's shoulder as this, again, very snake-like, reptile-like tongue comes out. Would any of you like to do anything?
Oh god.
I try just like not to breathe. Just
I'm thinking of a scene from Jurassic Park. I'm gonna pick up a rock and try to throw it.
it's visual acuity. It's based on movement.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more of the
Stay out of the long grass.
follow me scene. Alright, you said a stealth first?
Stealth first.
Yeah. Do I have rerolls? Is that something I have? No. Awesome. Do you want me to throw the rock loudly anyway?
Well, on that stealth roll, you kneel down to pick up this rock. And a bottle, an empty bottle of tequila drops out of your bag
Yeah.
and clashes on the floor. Drink responsibly, kids, otherwise this is what happens.
Excuse me, I'm very responsible when I drink.
And it sort of, it doesn't break, but it's like makes that sound as it hits the ground. And Bo, as you do, this creature sort of leers upwards, up over your head in a snap motion and starts making its way towards Maria. Maria, have you frozen in place?
You'd think that, but no. I have readied my gun to shoot it in the face.
Okay.
And I will sort of, as I'm like, because at that point,
Well, before that happens, is it possible for me to try and burn it with my torch as it walks past me?
Yeah, you can try and burn it. Do like a either a strength or do a dexterity just to be quick.
wouldn't it be a firearm?
No, it's fire stick, and there isn't a roll for that.
Ooh.
Describe what you do as this thing leers up and starts encroaching towards Maria as you see Maria starting to load this gun towards it.
As it shoots its head up, I think I had like my arms out, like as a, arms in the air kind of thing, with one of them holding the torch, and then just kind of slowly, the hands are still stiff, and I'm not like unbending any joints, but just kind of moving it closer to him so that the creature feels the heat coming closer, and then quickly like try and singe it.
Yeah, you can, and you see it sort of being distracted from Maria, almost like it's trying to recoil from the heat. And then as you almost not lunge, but touch it with this burning flame, it recoils and its mouth starts to stretch as it screams this scream. All of these, and almost bird-like teeth in its mouth as it screams this horrible sound echoing over the forest. And you don't need to roll a spot hidden check to see all of the others in the distance perk up and start running towards you. This one, however, immediately recoils away from you as it's sort of rolling on the ground, trying to put out this fire where it's caught onto bits of material and moss.
That's exactly what I was trying to avoid with the gunshot. Damn it.
Run. It just goes run, go,
Run.
go.
Keep a handle.
Running.
Everyone grabs a hand, I guess. Yeah, I think you're right, Maria.
Hand and a gun.
You can start sprinting if that's what you're doing. Are you just keeping to the path that you were on and sprinting, or are you all just...
Run in the opposite direction of the thing?
Okay. You can all start sprinting, and these creatures seem to let out a cry of their own as they come cantering through this undergrowth, through these trees, as you realize how fast they are as they canter after you. The first few stop by their companion or whatever it is, but 3 or 4 start running, sprinting as they can hear your footsteps. They can hear you pushing through this undergrowth. And you're getting tired. This is a sprint. And you come to a fork in the road in the middle of this forest. And there is a signpost with 2 directions, 2 paths. One says Anubis, and there is a snake curled around like a hieroglyphic. And on the other, Apophysis. And these things start getting closer.
Doesn't that mean we're supposed to go to, maybe that's where we bring the statue?
To Anubis?
Right.
Isn't Apophysis the place we were trying to go, though?
Oh.
Am I misremembering? What was Apophysis?
I've never heard this name before.
Oh shit, okay.
To the left.
And you can hear that thundering in the undergrowth as they are coming faster and faster. In fact, if you turn around, you see them now leaping from tree to tree. The trunk.
I don't know which way to go. Somebody goes and I follow.
I'm going right. I'm just going right.
Okay. Anubis!
Anubis was left, but yes, that's where we were going. Whatever. Just there, like, left, right. And you can tear off down in that direction as they arrive at this signpost themselves. And you can sprint in this direction. They're sniffing the air, and they sprint off in the opposite direction, off to the right. Now, Theodore, you are a professor. If you want to make any history checks, library checks, or even if anyone wants to make an archaeology check, because I know some here worked in artifacts.
let's see. What's my best? Archaeology. Yep. Okay. Yay!
Okay. Both of you on successes. You recognize the word Anubis straight away. You recognize it as the statue. You recognize it as the god of the dead. The other name you recognize as well. Just from texts, you're not too sure why, but you remember the symbol of a snake along with this name. The name of another god. Apophysis. You stand on this pathway in the middle of the woods, on the trail of Anubis.
I think that probably then Theodore will slow down and then, like, kind of keel over and start catching his breath. I think we're good, because I think the snaky things probably for that other fella. So we're good, I think. Right choice. I don't like running.
See, I agree, but why was there a snake on Anubis' signpost? I saw that, right? See?
Maybe it was a trick. Or something. I don't know.
It's maybe.
I don't have a lot of air going in my brain right now.
Maria kind of does that thing where you like try to like squeeze someone's shoulder to like bracingly, but it's like it's way too hard. It's sort of like, it's okay, Prophet Daddy. Maybe we should rest for a moment before we try to quietly proceed.
I guess so, but do we really want to be sitting here and they realize they went the wrong way?
Just till we are not breathing so loud. Looks at Aiden and the professor.
Fair
I
enough.
can't be the professor can't be the only one that is winded right now.
Oh, Aiden is like leaning on his knees, like he's not fit at all. He is absolutely trying to catch his breath because these people ran fast.
All right, you got 30 seconds, catch your breath, and then you can catch your breath and walk at the same time.
Okay.
Maria, during this respite, will very gingerly take and place all of the empty bottles out of her backpack on the ground.
And you can start to set off again along this path. And it looks very much like the rest of the forest you were in. You see staircases in this forest that lead to nowhere. And there seem to be more and more of them the deeper you go. Almost like there's some rubble from buildings that were perhaps there before. And then your eyes all rest on a ridge. And below this ridge in this, not a valley, but almost just this big carved out piece of land, a building standing alone in the middle of this forest. A hospital.
Does the path lead to it, or is it?
The path leads to it. You can see an easy route down.
Y'all Okay, before we hop towards this hospital, because we tend to have a tendency to run into places we've already been. Has anyone had anything at this hospital that we should know about before we go in?
I mean, we were all born in hospitals, so.
Well, actually, I was born in my parents' bedroom, but I know what you mean.
Is there a name on the hospital? Like St. Mary's or something?
There is no name on the hospital. You can see a cross at the top with a snake wrapped around this cross. And the 2 double doors where you can walk in.
I think if they meant it to be a joke, I don't think they would put snakes all the way down here. I think this is a trick.
Yep.
Mm,
Yes.
Maybe go around, see if the path picks up on the other side.
I don't know. I mean, we don't always have an option. We might walk right around and end up walking right in that hospital one way or another. I get being, a little cautious of it, but every place we've been to, we've learned a little bit more. Maybe this might tell us a little something.
I mean, we don't learn anything from the forest, I think.
Oh yeah, well that just learned that Professor Teddy and Breadstick Boy are not of the highest constitution.
Ethan shakes his head.
And I don't think we learned anything from the creepy old woman in the ballroom.
No, touche. I guess we did learn something from that George fellow in his house, the one where the thing bit me, but I don't know, maybe. I guess we can walk around. If we're meant to be there, we'll pop up there anyways. Whatever this thing is. Yes.
Do you still have that music box?
No, I threw that thing right overboard, I thought.
I don't think we did. I think we discussed that after episode last week. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay. I'm like, yeah, it's Charlie, and I like tap my bag. I'm like the that's my ballerina voice, by the way.
Charlie sort of pops up and looks around. You can see a very grim face on him as he looks and pushes this box out, almost like a shove. Like you can probably tell he doesn't want it in there with him.
Thanks. I'm like, realize I'm shoving everything into basically like Charlie's apartment really rudely. I'm like, you mean this one? And it's like, I think it'd be like strapped it together with your belt.
Yep.
It's like it was belted.
Yep, I tied it shut with my belt.
Like this one?
So we got this on the boat. I don't know that it'll help us, but the little girl that we've seen before, the one that we last saw with Bo's brother, put it in the hallway when it was just Idris and I. And when it started playing, a monster started to chase us. And when we closed it, the monster seemed to freeze in place.
And you think this is helpful?
I don't know. I was just curious if it was still real, because I don't know what's real anymore. Because was the boat real? Because if the boat wasn't real, how is this music box real?
Because they were still in the Unreal, I guess.
I mean, none of the other places we've been to are real, but we still got that feather.
So...
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Oh, go ahead.
No, it's keep it out. Yeah, I don't know. It could come in handy, but let's not turn it on just yet.
Maybe if they come at us again, I think you got a good point, though. It might be handy is that if we open it and they're already coming at us, maybe if we shut it, they'll stop moving, because I think it looked just like one of those creepy crawlies.
Mm-hmm. Could be a good distraction if we need it. But I'm with Maria too. Let's just try walking around this building first. I don't need to be surrounded by walls right now.
All right. I guess let's get to it.
Theodore was like only half paying attention to that entire music box thing because he's sitting there like doing some sort of like mental exercise trying to remember. The only thing I can think of is that, you know, that thing. Does anyone know what that thing is called with snakes and hospitals?
The caduceus.
Not an apotheosis. Okay, you're right. You're right. Never mind.
Yeah, it's the staff with wings and snakes. I've seen that before.
Okay, I thought I had something and nope. Okay. All right. What was everyone else talking about?
Walking around instead of inside of this building.
Yeah. All right.
And you can walk around the building. You can stay at a fairly decent distance. And from the first time you spot it, you see the 2 double front doors and the symbol above the door. Lots of windows. And to each corner you walk round, you see the same front. As if every door is the front door.
Are we able to walk past it, or do we just keep arriving?
You can walk past it. You can walk past quite far, look at it, turn around, see it in the distance. As soon as it is out of your line of sight, a hospital appears. Another
Same one?
Exactly the same one.
Now, this is what I was thinking. I think whatever's controlling all of this, we don't really have much option but to ride the ride they put in front of us.
That was generous of them. Okay. Who's first?
Well, I guess we should hold hands again.
I guess I can go last again. It's fine.
But this time no one let go, and I look at Edward specifically, who had let go last time. No one let go, because that's what happens, and we split in 2, and then it's just really creepy crawlies. We get more of them, and I firmly hold on to Edward.
And
Edward just shrugs because he's got a gun in one hand and a flashlight in the other, and he doesn't know how he's supposed to hold anyone's hands.
I'll link arms at the elbow with him, I guess.
You do have an Aiden attached to you the other side.
Okay. I can't move.
And I think maybe look sharp for any extra batteries, maybe for the flashlight, and maybe anything that might be used against us. Or that we could use.
I'll go in front again, and because I also have my gun and then the torch still, so someone can hold on to my suspenders in the back.
Yeah, I guess that. Well, Edward, I guess if you want to have one hand for your gun, do you want to be on the tail end or no? I guess I'll put my gun away for now, because I'm not gonna lie, y'all are better shooters than me.
I mean, I need my gun out, so I think.
Oh, that's true. Well,
I can't just shoot with one. I need both.
that works. And I hold on to Edward then, and then I hold on to Maria.
And you can approach the front door. And these are 2 double doors. They are unlocked, they are open. They have 2 windows in them. And you can look through and see a long corridor. do you go in?
Is anything visible through the windows?
You can see a corridor. You can see doors either side of the corridor, and then another set of double doors further down.
Okay.
Any lights, per chance?
The lights seem to flicker on as soon as you go close to the door.
Right. Did you say something, Ed?
Edward was going to be like, we've been in some really shitty places, but this place gives me the fucking creeps.
I'm not the biggest fan, no. But I stay strong for you, Eddie, and you stay strong for me. See?
Sure, strong.
All right,
That's
now
what
or
friends
never.
are for.
Oh man, let's just do this. I mean, I don't really. We gotta go in, right? And I just kind of push the door open gently with my elbow, to get everyone in, I guess. Hold it open.
You can push that door open and hold it with ease, and everyone can step in. All in line, linked together, as you can move your way into this corridor. The door sort of it's almost like a swing door, it swings shut. And you are stood in this corridor with these lights. Almost not flickering, but one at the end seems to be like it's struggling to power on fully.
Do we hear anyone here now that the doors, now that we've entered?
You don't hear any voices, but you do hear movement somewhere. You think it's above you.
Literally, or a different floor?
On a different floor.
Okay.
I think I've traumatized you from the elevator.
I know. It's a fair question at this point.
Is it is this? You said it was like a corridor. Is there a reception area? Is it does it look like we're in a wing?
This doesn't look like you're in a wing. This looks like you're in an entrance corridor to then go through another set of doors.
So there's no desk or...
Is there any signage with hieroglyphics or other names on there?
There is a sign towards the end, which you can probably see from here, that just says reception with an arrow and a snake curled around the arrow.
This is it, I guess. Should we just keep moving?
Nowhere to go but forward.
Yeah, maybe we'll find some other kind of map of this place by reception. We'll go forward down the corridor.
Down the corridor. This is another set of double doors with windows in them. You can look through, and it's almost like an open hall, like a reception area. You see a desk, and someone sat at it, writing. But otherwise, there are no other people in this room. And from the room you're looking into, you can see 3 other sort of separate, larger corridors, which you can guess probably go to the wings and probably staircases.
Bo, everybody likes you. Go talk to whoever that is.
Do we have to? We could just look for a sign first and make our way around the person.
Isn't it sort of, your job to act? You could go over there and just act like you're supposed to be here and see how that goes.
I mean, I tried that with
over alone.
I tried that with Ruth, but I can try again, I guess.
That is a very good point.
I will go forward. I'll just be like, stay close. Don't run off without me. And walk up to reception. First, see if there is any other signage, any other thing telling me what the other areas lead to.
Is it just you going through the doors, or is everyone going with you?
I would go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'd all step through the doors.
Yeah, you can step through the doors, and sign-wise, you can see maternity ward, male ward, female ward, and you can see a set of steps up to each that seem to go up to another level. And this person's got their head, and you can hear the scribble of the pen on the paper. She doesn't seem to take mind to you walking in, but she is in a nurse's outfit.
Well, shit. Okay. I will walk up to her. Excuse me, ma'am. Sorry to disturb you in your work. I am here visiting a friend, and I was wondering if you could show me the way.
Yes. Sorry, bear with me just one moment, and you see her ticking off some paperwork. And she sort of, sorry, I didn't see you there. And when she looks up, she has no eyes, just a nose, and just a mouth. Sorry,
Great.
what was the friend you were going to see?
I believe it's a Anubis.
And she starts sort of looking through over and over. I don't have that. And sort of, even though there's no eyes, it's like her head gestures up towards you again. Bo, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay, this is for you. And she picks up a piece of paper and slides it across. And you see almost like a hieroglyphic of an eagle. If you just want to go up the stairs and follow along, you should find probably your friend, whoever you're looking for, in one of the far wards. Please don't disturb any of the patients. They can get aggressive.
Oh, of course not. I wouldn't dream of it. My friend left this for me.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your help.
No problem. And she puts her head back down as if she's reading the paper and ticking off paperwork.
I quickly scurry back to our group, and I show that everyone the hieroglyphic and tell them we need to go up this set of steps.
Which set of steps is it?
It's the one to the female ward.
Okay.
Oh, so you got a lady friend here, Bo?
I guess. I don't know. Don't know if this Anubis is supposed to be a lady or not, but...
Wow. I don't know, but I'm sure one of our more inclined folk over here can Professor Chatty, what does this mean? Or Maria, I know you know this stuff too. What is this? And I kind of motion towards the note. I'm like, what is that? I don't know.
I think it's an eagle. Does it represent something?
Perfect, Eddie. You want to take a look at it?
Sure.
And Theodore, you will recognize it as Horus.
This is the wrong god completely.
What do you mean?
This is Horus, not Anubis. They're different.
Oh, who is the Horus? I mean, I'm not familiar with Professor Chatty. It's got to be honest with you.
This is Britt trying to rack their brain before. Well, Horus is the bird kind of one.
Horus is like the equivalent of light, the god of light.
Okay.
Sun. And the other thing that will sort of spring to your mind upon seeing this hieroglyph, hearing that name, is there was a story of Horus when he lost a battle and he wandered the forest blind.
This is all kind of coming together a little bit as sort of a metaphor sort of situation.
Uh-huh.
You know what? Fine. I am not smart enough to put all this together. So there's this story. I only read the book once enough to, take notes. And I'll just like spit that info back out at you guys.
And as you do, you hear a voice behind you of the nurse. Sorry, do you need help on your way out? I can take you if it's easier. And the rest of you will see that she has no eyes.
Actually, I did have one more question before we head out. Did you happen to have any other notes for any of my other friends here?
And again, no eyes, but looks from one to the other. I'm afraid not. Though I know there's someone here looking for you.
All right then. All right, let's go.
Yeah. I'm not, I never won the popularity contest, but I'm really not minding it right now, Bo. I'm not going to lie to you.
I mean, she had my name and a note waiting for me, so I was worth asking. Anyway, let's go. We don't need her following us.
Yeah, she gives me heebie-jeebies. I'm not a big fan.
And I guess we're gonna go up the female ward steps.
You walk up the female ward steps. It's sort of 2 flights of stairs. And you go up and up, and you can smell sort of bleach and cleaning materials, that really sort of antibacterial type smell, like everything has been scrubbed clean. And you climb up to the top, and there is a corridor, a ward, doors, about 6 or 7 on each side, and one door at the very end.
Bo, have you looked in the envelope to see what's inside of it? It is an envelope, see?
Just a piece of paper.
Oh. Sorry.
A phone ring? No, it doesn't.
Trying to keep a good watch. Just wherever you go is good.
Teddy, wasn't in that one room in the temple there was 2 symbols? Wasn't one Horus and one was Anubis?
So ever since Theodore tried to relay all that information to you, he has looked kind of deflated. I don't remember. You know what, maybe this is all fake and it doesn't matter. I'm pretty much a fake. I never paid all that much attention in school. I don't know most of this stuff. Anything I do remember is pure luck. I don't remember. It could have been Horus. It could have been can't even name any other ones right now. I don't know.
Well, we know Anubis.
I think there's Iris and there's like a something and yeah.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Professor Teddy. I mean, you know more than I do. I mean, you know more than I think. I mean, maybe Maria can compete with you, but that's about it. I mean,
Oh,
you've helped us so far.
Maria has proved multiple times over that she's considerably smarter than I am.
Oh, no,
Teddy.
I'm not smarter than anyone else. I just I pay attention to bricks and history a lot.
I'm gonna turn to Aiden. I'm sorry. When we get back, I will find you a different person to TA under.
But why? I'm learning so much from you.
Oh. Okay, anyway.
I know less than you, so surely whatever you teach me is more than what I already know.
That's helpful.
It's okay, Professor. And he sort of gives you like this little pat on the side of your arm. Like, I don't mind.
Edward was also gonna reach to pat him, and so when Aiden does, he kind of stops and is just like, yeah.
Aiden, do you remember if it was ours?
And you see him like really try to I want to say yes.
Is that where the giant feather was from? Because, you know, eagle feathers.
Well, actually, in my studies, like, and you can see Aiden, he's like, I've been taking notes. And he reaches into this bag and dusts off some breadcrumbs from this book. And is it technically, so far, we have found out Anubis is god of death. Okay, and then we've got a feather. I'm not too sure what they want to do with this. We've got a set of scales, and apophysis, whoever that is, with the snake thing.
See?
Right?
And the staff?
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is. But I do remember them placing the feather on the scales.
And then we woke up on the boat.
Yeah, I don't know how that plays in either.
Okay.
Well, we're all very lucky to have the both of you. You as well, Maria. We're alive still, and we're gonna need you again soon, I'm sure.
Aiden straighten up a little bit, looking quite pleased with himself. I did have some other notes on apophysis, but I didn't know if that was like relevant at the time or anything. Only one other thing, like other than the whole snake thing, but
See, I think
now it's relevant, yeah.
See.
Oh no!
The suspense!
Oh gosh.
Well, I've just got to think. Am I back? Am I back? Because that was the worst time for me to read.
That was a great face. I don't know what you're talking about. Our technical abilities today are like really killing it.
So, it says God of Chaos. Is that Edward crying in the corner?
I think Edward, yeah. Like I just laughed, I think Edward just starts.
Es mejor que we don't go that way. See, it's better this way. Looks dubiously around the hospital.
But it's okay because he is controlled and basically looked after by Ra, so he can't cause chaos anymore. Don't ask me who that is because I don't know.
That means maybe he switched the sign. And maybe I wasn't wrong about it being a joke.
Okay, now I'm confused, Professor.
Well, if he's chaos, and then the sign was supposed to go to... But they had the snake, maybe it was a trick.
See, you are smart. Like, as he sort of looks over at you and makes another note in this book.
So do we leave now and never come back, or do we see this paper through?
I mean, how do we leave? Every time we walked far enough away, the hospital came back.
I don't think we are leaving until we investigate what the hell this thing is first. So let's just get this over with.
Let's see.
I hate hospitals. Like, and Aiden sort of tucks his book back in his bag, re-secures himself to Theodore.
Breadstick boy, you have no idea.
Yeah. Now,
All right. Does that last door at the end of this corridor have an eagle on it somewhere?
there is no eagle. You can see 6 to 7 doors lining the either sides of this corridor, and one at the very end that looks bolted shut.
Are there any windows on any of the doors?
There's windows on all the doors except the one at the end of the corridor.
Shit, maybe we did need that nurse lady.
I don't know. She was weirding me out, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd rather get lost a little bit than have her be by us.
Should we just go straight for that bolted door?
Maybe we can listen in on it. Maybe there's, because remember we were hearing something above us. Maybe that's what we were hearing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not trying to disturb anything else in any of these other rooms, so yeah, let's go up to that door. And I will make a listen check.
Yes, please. Ooh. Okay. On a hard success, you can walk and listen at the same time. And from all the doors either side of you, you hear pacing, you hear heavy breathing, you hear scratching. And at the end of the corridor, you hear absolute silence, apart from what sounds a little bit like a lullaby being hummed.
Aiden, this god of chaos.
Uh-huh.
Is it the boy god or girl god?
I don't know. They didn't put that in there. And he sort of starts looking back through his notes. He's like, boy god? Like, as he sort of like shrugs towards you. Why?
I'll see if we have a bolted door and we think that maybe this is the path that leads down to chaos. It's possible that this is what Ra is using to keep the chaos boy inside, but this is the female ward, so I thought maybe I ask.
Wait, you think there's a god?
I don't know. Like I said, nothing makes sense anymore. You shoot things, they don't die. People have no eyes. There's trees that are actually donkeys or something. I don't know.
The trees were actually trees, but I get the point you're going for. And then he suddenly looks like he feels like he's been very rude and offended you, and he's like, oh, there's the fan back over here.
It's fine. If we open, we open. And if we left chaos to go out, then is I don't even care anymore, you know? I'll just stay guard.
Okay.
So there's a chance, given the history of everything we've been through, I'm going to see some member of my family or hear some member of my family on the other side of this door. So let's just be prepared for that. Anyway, I turn towards the bolted door, and it's bolted like in a way that I can open it from the outside.
Oh, you can open it. There's a latch where you think a window would be, which you could slide on and off, which is bolted, which you can open. And the same as the door itself is bolted.
Okay. Maria, take aim, please.
Very reluctantly moves from aiming down behind them to moving to the door.
Edward will turn around to face behind them then.
Yeah, I'll holster my gun. I still have my torch out though. And I will slowly unbolt the door and peek in.
And the room is dark. Very dark. In fact, it's almost like there's nothing in there at all.
Torch?
As you cast the torch over, you hear that humming again. And you see a ball bounce up against the wall and then roll towards the door in your view.
Gonna leave it there. Hey, it's Bo. I got your note.
And it sounds like someone stands up, gets to their feet. And you see a small pair of bare feet and a small pair of pajamas. As Danny steps into the light, humming to himself. And you see him hold a music box in his hand, very much like the one, if not identical, to the one that Idris and Edward pulled out. And Idris, if you check your bag, it's gone. And Danny sits down and starts to undo the belt.
No. Bo, get him stop right now. That thing's gonna start all types of chaos. I'm telling you right now, if we don't stop it.
Okay. I walk up to Danny, but gently, put my hands over his hands to try and stop him from opening it.
You open the door to get in.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit, this music.
You open the door, and as you do, you hear something else. Almost like another music box from somewhere else. A tune that comes from all around. As you open this door, and Danny sits there at the center undoing this belt, going to open this music box. What do you do?
I crouch down by him and I have my hands, I want to put my hands over his hands to stop him from undoing it. Danny, that's not safe. Where'd you get this?
And he looks at your hand on his and looks up.
It was a present.
Present from... Well, I don't think Mom wants you to open it.
But she does. She said that's the whole point of it. Open the door and let it out.
Why don't I open it for us?
He looks down again briefly.
Did I do something wrong?
No, of course not. It's just that there's a lot of sleeping people just next door, and I don't want to bother them just yet with the music. So we'll take it outside and we'll open it somewhere else.
That's just my friends. They're okay.
Well, the nurse lady told me we can't disturb them. So we're going to open it somewhere else, okay?
And he stares at you, very wide-eyed.
So we don't wake them up.
Exactly.
They're nice, really. You shouldn't keep them in here.
Oh, I don't want to. But that's why I don't want to bother them either. They deserve to be relaxed.
Okay.
And he stands up and he hands the box to you and holds out his hand for you to take it.
I'll take it. And I will tuck the music box under my arms.
Mm-hmm.
Danny, do you know how we can get out of here? So we can look at this somewhere else outside?
You gotta check out.
Okay. Why don't I go see the nurse then, and I'll come back.
You gonna leave me here?
Just for a second. But I'll be right back. My friends will be right outside.
Can I not stay with my friends?
Oh, you can stay with them if you want.
Okay.
And he sort of lets go of your hand and starts pushing out of the door and walks towards one of the doors on the side, sort of just trying to peer in.
You're right, they are sleeping.
Yeah, so let's let them sleep. Why don't you wait here for a second?
Okay.
And he sits down, and that ball rolls out of the room around your feet and straight into his hands. And he starts to bounce it off the wall.
So he's facing the wall. Is his back towards us?
His back is against one of the doors in the corridor, and he's just bouncing off. You can move further away. He's expecting you to walk back to the nurse.
Okay. I'm going to gesture to everyone else. Let's go back downstairs.
You're just going to leave him here? For a moment.
We're just gonna go talk to the nurse, and we're gonna come back and get him. Bo is holding back tears.
Mm-mm.
Oh, right. I guess he's not gonna open any of those doors, is he? His friends?
He's just gonna keep them company, and they're gonna watch over him until we come back.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go down and check out as you said.
Right. We'll gently go downstairs.
You can very quietly walk down the stairs, and all you can hear is that ball bouncing off the side of the walls. And you, as you sort of round the last set of stairs you're going down, you hear Danny's voice. Just like,
Edward, you're supposed to be asleep.
and you hear a door close. As you go back down to the first level where that reception was. And she's there, scribbling away.
I want to give the music box to one of them to hide in their pack and ask whoever wants to take it. Ask the nurse, oh, well, we've we've checked in with our friend, and we're ready to check out now.
Of course. Once the sun comes up.
And when would that be?
And she pulls a watch like out of her pocket, and you see the hands are just going round and round constantly. After visiting hours.
I was told visiting hours were about to be over, actually. That's kind of why we were in a rush. So I think we gotta head out.
They haven't arrived yet.
They are who exactly?
The visitors.
Right. Well, is it possible to step outside for a smoke while we wait?
Of course. I wouldn't advise it, but of course.
Where's the exit?
She just raises her arm and points down to the other end of the corridor, where you see fire exit.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I guess we're going out the fire exit. This lady says that there's visitors coming, and we can't leave until the sun, which I doubt will ever show up, rises.
Aren't we visitors, though? I mean, who did she say who else she's expecting?
Nope.
All right. Well, I'd be cautious stepping outside. I'm worried those creepy crawlies are back again.
See, and usually there's some sort of noise with the fire door.
I'll walk back up to the nurse lady.
Hello.
That alarm isn't gonna sound with that fire exit if I step out for a moment, would it?
Oh, no. No, the alarm only goes off when a patient escapes. So she smiles at you again.
I see. Thank you.
No problem.
I guess there's no alarm. I walk back to the group. I guess there's no alarm. I mean, so she says, but the hell doesn't matter if she's telling the truth or not. We have to try.
So I guess.
Maria, there's a lot of talk about sun, and if the chaos is controlled by the sun and we're waiting for the sun, wouldn't that maybe mean that now is the chaos time? Just trying to make sense of this.
It's possible one way or the other. Since either sun or chaos is one thing, but if the sun has chaos trapped with him, then with the sun comes chaos. So really, it's a crapshoot. I mean, I don't know. I can, like I said, I'm more about the archaeology than the history of this area. I can try to remember or think about it. I don't know. Can I make a roll to see if this is valid?
Yeah, of course you can.
What do you want?
What would you like to roll? Like you can roll archaeology, because with archaeology, things like that, information will come. There's also anthropology.
Huh. Dang it. Did we get a reroll to the first person who needs it?
It was an advantage, I believe, so yes.
Dang it. We have to call advantages early, right?
Yeah.
This is 21 points. I will spend my 21 luck. I will bite that bullet. I want to know.
What is the question you are asking?
Hang on, I have to do math real fast. So I want to know. So Teddy's hypothesis is that on one side there's sun, on the other there's chaos. So when the sun comes up, the chaos is gone. When the sun is down, the chaos is up. The alternative hypothesis is you said that the sun like had chaos like essentially caged or taken care of under control. So the other side could be with sun comes chaos.
You know that Ra is sort of like the head god, father of all gods. He is represented by the sun and the light. He is the one who keeps Apotheosis, god of chaos, under control and locked away. The sun is not up.
Okay.
Does that answer a question?
Yeah. Prophet Teddy, I think maybe you're right. That the sun would keep the chaos under control. But I suppose the question is it ever going to come?
Did the Egyptians do like, I don't know, prayers? Something? Should we pray to this guy? Should we offer him something? I don't know. Something to make the sun come up?
I mean, you can pray to anyone.
Question.
Should we?
Are you going out the fire exit?
I think we're hovering.
Yeah, I think we're just standing by it.
Yeah,
Trying to.
I was having Theodore posit that question before we went out the door, just because I'm. Yeah.
Should we give it a shot? Prayer or something?
Sure. Any of you especially religious? Kind of left mine in the trenches.
I was never a church going man.
Eddie, if anyone prays all the time, I'd say it's you.
As Maria says that, you notice he's like pulling out this little thing of there's 5-star of David, there's a cross, there's, you know, like any symbol you could think of, he's got on this little thing. I don't have any Egyptian. I don't know that.
I hand you the piece of paper with the eagle on it.
Okay, he just takes it and he takes it in his hands, and he's just like, okay, I mean, please don't let us die. Please give us an answer. We're trying to do what you want. Help.
Eddie, you're not good at this.
I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't know. Please to let the sun come soon. We give of you our faith. You are the God on high that is always in the sky. I don't know.
We are your servants at keeping the chaos at bay.
Deliver us? I think they say deliver us a lot in this sort of thing.
As you say all these words and have this conversation, the light above you explodes.
Oh.
And you hear again from somewhere above, not a crash, but fast-moving footsteps. And you see the nurse come forward And there's a doctor that emerges from one of the lower levels. Could you make a listen check for me, please, as they have an exchange?
Alright, I really want to fail this. No.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You can hear the nurse's worried voice as you hear some words escape her lips. A patient has escaped. And the visitors are on their way. The doctor nods and sprints toward the male ward.
This could be our only chance to leave. We should go.
Yeah, we could try. We'll see if it lets us go.
But what if this is the hospital of chaos? The patient who escaped is the son or something? What if it's Danny and that's all it is?
Do we want to check it out?
I don't want to do either, but if we leave, we know what's outside. We don't know what's in here. So it's the big stick boys or whatever the patients are. And at least in here, we have two people that seem like they're trying to maintain the order.
All right. Well, and I just will get our gun ready and be like, well, if we're going to check this out, let's do it. I'm tired of being in this creepy place. I want some sun. I want some tequila. And I just want to live. So, and I kind of like head towards that way and be like, let's hope it's the sun god person.
Eddie, Teddy, breadstick boy, what do you think? In or out?
And Aiden just starts like stumbling over his words.
There's no sense in standing around and waiting for things to happen. We may as well try to have some sort of agency in what we're doing. I say we just go out.
Okay, I'm with the professor. We go out the fire escape. That's what you said, right?
Yes.
Out the fire escape.
Yeah, I don't think anything in here, whether they're trying to maintain order or not, is necessarily benevolent. Same with Danny. But
Eddie, what do you think?
I mean, really, like you said, Maria, it's shit either way. I mean, we already know what's outside, but how do we know when we leave we'll be outside again? It almost feels like any door you open could lead to a completely different place, not just the room on the other side. And one way or another, it brought us here. I don't want to go see what it is, but it brought us here for something, because we tried to walk away and it kept putting the hospital in front of us. So, crapshoot that it is, we might as well try and face whatever it is.
So, we have 3 to stay, 3 to go. Anybody got a coin?
I got a Charlie.
We're not gonna flip
Yes.
Charlie, are we?
No, but we'll see which end comes out first. Butt outside, head upstairs.
I mean, Charlie does seem to freak out anytime we get close to anything that's miserable.
That's true. And I like tap on the bag and I'm like, Charlie, we need your expertise.
You see this hand come out and start slapping your finger where you're sort of doing it, almost like as a stop, and you can see his head, his bleary eyes sort of emerge.
Charlie, now tell me which way we should be going. And I point towards the door or I point upstairs. I'm like, just pick one, Charlie.
And he sort of crawls up onto your shoulder, again sort of rubs his eye as if he's been asleep, looks one way, looks the other, looks one way, then looks the other again. You see him stand upright and points in a completely new direction towards the entrance, and he starts to scream as all the lights go out.
Ah, darn it.
And you hear the nurse somewhere in the darkness. Oh, good. Visitors are here. And you hear that scratching, that sound of doors opening, that scurry as something, many things start coming down the corridor. You can't see them, but you can hear them, and you hear the sound of noses sniffing the air and the scratching of hands being dragged along the floor. And Charlie starts to scream again.
I put my hand over Charlie's mouth. I'm like, no, Charlie, no. And I kind of shush him and try to gently but firmly put him back in the bag and cinch it tight.
Let's go towards the entrance then. I trust in animal senses over my own.
I think it was screaming at the entrance, wasn't it?
See, I think maybe I changed my vote. I think maybe fire exit is the better choice here.
Okay then. Fire exit!
You can burst or slowly open this fire exit, and you see almost like a wire netting, like a fence. As you see these long fingers drag through the holes in this fence, sort of above your head level.
Not that way.
Thank you for that donation. I get 7 disadvantages to use on all of you.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, but also
It'll be fine. It'll be
chaos.
fine.
And
Gosh.
see these things start to climb the fence.
I'd like to shoot one.
Roll for me.
I was waiting for another word there,
No,
considering you were
you
just
did
giving
not.
7 of something.
I was too.
Yes, success.
You point and you fire, and there's almost like a flash of light from the gun as this bullet fires out of it, and you hear that horrible scream again as one of these creatures is knocked from the fence as it climbs over. But with that flash of light, you see beyond this fence hundreds of eyes looking back at you as the next set start making their way towards the fence.
Oh me.
Should we barricade this door? That's just my idea that maybe we should block this door.
see, maybe go back in. It's shitty their side.
Well, that side is definitely shitty, but we don't know how shitty the inside is fully yet.
You got a music box? Should I try it?
See if you think it works.
This is the time. It might save us.
Okay, I will open up the music box.
Are you inside or outside when you open this music box?
We're outside.
You open the music box, and the ballerina starts to spin. Then the music starts to play. You hear running footsteps from somewhere. As there's that flash again, on the right side of the fence with you stands a little girl in a nightgown. Her skin and her feet grey. As she starts to waltz towards you, like a ballerina spinning, moving closer and closer towards you.
So now we've got those things and a ghost? What?
I'm like,
I don't know.
shut it.
Or maybe they fight each other.
Face off.
Maybe if you throw the music box into that mess of things, she goes in there and they all die. I don't know.
I need you all to make a sanity check.
I'm so stressed out.
Of course.
Oh.
Okay, those who failed, please lose 2 sanity as you see this little girl, not 1, but 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 of these girls start to encroach on you, almost like with the flash of the gun. Every time you blink, she's closer, reaching out for you. And your temporary sanity is you see her everywhere you go. Do not let her touch you. As you stay stood in this small fenced area, these things starting to climb over the fence now, this little girl smiles and breaks into a run towards you.
Close it now.
Yeah, I snap it shut.
Strength check, please.
Okay. Nope, I'm spending 4 luck.
Okay. Yeah. As you struggle to close it, as her fingertips reach just in front of your eyes, she disappears. But you do see that has climbed over the fence. One of these visitors is now crawling towards you.
Inside?
Yeah, I'm gonna launch myself back inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can throw yourselves back inside. I'm assuming you closed the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I need
brace the
you.
door shut.
I was going to say, whoever is on the door, I need you to hold a strength check as you feel a force of these things starting to throw themselves against the door.
I am happy to brace myself against that thing with
Teddy and Maria,
gun.
nerds against doors. Let's do this.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like
nerds.
a dream team. And you manage to brace yourself against this door, and you feel this force of these things just throwing themselves against it. There's no door handle on this door. It's almost like a bar that opens it, so there's no twist, there's no door handle, there's no nothing. but you can feel that rattle as they shake, and you hear some of them scream as they try to get in. And there's a small gap where you can see through about this much, and a long finger starts to come through, and another, as it slowly tries to prise the door open.
Take my knife out, my pocket knife, and start stabbing at the fingers. Just trying to, like, either get them to retract or cut them off, whichever one's easier.
Roll a brawl for me, please.
You'll have to let me know if it goes through, because Roll20 does not like me today.
Let's say it doesn't seem to let you stay, does it?
It did not. Let's see. I might press it again and we'll see which one.
Okay, press it again. If not, I can always try roll for you. No, hang on, let's see if I can roll for you.
I got 50 if that's easier on the thing.
What, you rolled 50, sorry?
No, I have 50. If you want to roll the dice.
Ooh.
Aha!
Fail. As you stab at these fingers, they almost, it's like they see you coming as they split from here to there.
I think maybe grabbing something heavy instead.
I need Theodore and Maria to make another strength check, and I want you both to do this at disadvantage.
Oh.
Okay.
While they're doing this with the door, Edward's retying the belt around the music box.
Yeah, you can do that.
Does that take away 2 of your disadvantages, Alice?
It does.
Okay.
So that's a fail.
Oh.
So on
I can't see it.
Thanks, viewers. We appreciate ya.
a fail and a fumble.
Oh, man.
On the fail, Maria, there is this. You feel these fingers reach round onto where yours are, and you see these nails start to grow from the fingertips as they sort of dig straight into your hand, making you yelp and sort of let go of the door as your hand starts to bleed. But Theodore, you weren't expecting this, and there's another throne of weight against the door as this door comes crashing open, and you're thrown into Aiden as you both sort of stumble down onto the floor. And you see these things start to crawl in through the doorway. There's one on the floor. There's one starting to crawl in through the ceiling, and one on the side as they all start to try and pile in as these things come towards you.
Am I like still stuck on the door?
No, you're not stuck on the door. You literally like left the door, but your hand is bleeding.
Run to the roof?
It's still pitch black in here, isn't it? Or is it like...
Black. It is pitch black. You can hear the nurse somewhere, still scribbling away, taking notes.
I want to hastily make my way to the nurse.
You can hear her. She's humming a lullaby. You can head straight towards her.
Yeah. Excuse me, I have an injury.
And she looks up, and you see a small light on her desk as she looks up at you with this eyeless expression. And she looks down at your hand. Oh dear. I hope it's not infected.
I mean, this is a hospital. You can treat that, see?
And she looks down. Maybe. Come with me. And she stands up very calmly and starts to walk up the stairs to the
We are all going with you. You're not going alone.
Ah!
as soon as the nurse is like, please come with me, Edward's just like, oh, Jesus Christ. And he runs over to Maria because at least 2 people need to stick together. And he hopes everyone follows him.
Yeah, we're all going with you.
Yeah.
These things are crawling in to the room now, into the main part of the hospital. However, there are 2 double doors into the reception. If you go into the reception, there are 2 doors blocking them off. However, they are normal doors. They will be able to just stroll through them unless you wish to block.
So there's like a handle we can block them with now? Or...
Yeah, these ones actually have a handle on them.
Yeah, is it like big loops or is it like a turning?
Turning.
Is there like chairs here in this reception area?
There's a desk.
I go, I need someone else. And I start like pushing a desk, like, can someone help?
Yeah.
So I have a question. Just so if they're big double doors, do they possibly have the bar on each door that you can shove up into the ceiling and down into the floor to lock them?
They do.
I'm gonna do that then.
You do that as I'm pushing the desk over with someone.
Yeah, you can do
I'll
it.
help you.
This does have 2 windows in them, and as you're doing this, you feel glass shatter above you as these long arms come in through the door, trying to reach for the door handle. They can't reach, but they are reaching for the door handle. And these faces, these eyeless faces are peering through, and you see that the corridor you were once in is now full.
As I'm walking with the nurse and hearing them like scramble with the door. Thank you so much for all this help. Maybe the other doors too. How long does treatment take?
You sound alarmed. I advise you calm down.
I try.
It'll be good for your health.
See, you're right. Doctor's orders.
Oh, I'm a nurse. I'm taking you to the doctor.
But nurses, they are the real heroes. I mean, you have to deal with the terrified people.
And she turns and she looks at you. She rests a hand on your shoulder. She doesn't grip it, she just rests a hand on your shoulder. Darling, I can't see what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, lead on. I follow the blind.
It's okay. We have your room ready.
Oh, God.
She continues to walk up the stairs. You see Danny bouncing that ball, still sat where Bo told him to wait. And every now and then he sort of bangs on the door like, be quiet, so noisy. Like, as he sits in this corridor. And the door at the other end is open. And a man in a white coat stands in the open doorway. Your husband waits at the end of the corridor. Please, this way.
Okay.
And he turns and walks into the darkness.
Oh. Nurse is this way, see?
And she smiles. Correct. I'm sorry. We have an escaped patient. We're trying to get him under control as soon as possible.
Sure. I'll
It's
go
just
on.
so chaotic with the visitors. You know what it's like.
See, I follow where you tell me. And I'll...
your friends?
They should be up here soon. I think they were, joining me to make sure the injury gets tended to. So maybe leave the door open for them.
I can't do that here. You don't know
See?
who will get out.
Oh, jeez. Kind of like stomp very loudly on the floor.
And she starts to pull you towards the dark doorway. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, I was trying to lock the door. Idris was shoving the desk up. Was anyone going to help with that?
I was hoping she'll do this.
Yeah. I think I was as well.
And then as soon as we're done with that, we probably go running after Maria, right? Yeah?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to Danny for a sec real quick.
Well, she's upstairs with Danny now, apparently.
And you can run upstairs and you see Maria almost being pulled rather than led now towards the door that you let Danny out of. And Danny still sat there, bouncing that ball, humming that lullaby.
Before everyone disappears into the door, because I know they're all following Maria, I just want to try and quickly ask Danny, these visitors, how long do they stay here for? When do they leave?
Well, they come see the patients and then they go again. About 20 minutes.
And he sort of sits there like, just swirling to himself.
Okay.
They
All
need
right.
to come visit their family.
All right, well, as soon as they're gone, we can go. I gotta go see my friend now. I'll be right back, and then I'll run into the door.
And you'll disappear through this door into the darkness. And it's like you emerge out of a dark corridor the other side. And there's a man in a white coat sat at a desk in an office with these lots and lots of filing cabinets. And he looks over at Maria and then the rest of you. Come in, come in. Come in. Sit down.
Thank you. Is my hand still like bleeding?
Your hand is bleeding, but it's not like gushing, if you see what I mean. It's sort of not healing up, but it's stopping. What can I help you with? Your files are very interesting.
The nurse said I might be infected.
Well, maybe. And he sort of stands, walks over, takes out some bandages, some alcohol, and he looks over at all of you. Sit down, please.
All right. Can we see our files at the same time? You said you have our files.
I'm sorry, patient confidentiality. I can't show you each other's files.
Well, can you show me my own?
I don't think that would be appropriate, Miss Wall.
Okay.
You're here for your own good.
I'll
Does he
sit.
have eyes?
I'm sorry?
I was asking Alice if the guy has eyes.
He does.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know, but it's Maria's husband, isn't it? 'Cause
Yes.
I think that's what God said.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he starts patching you up, Maria. He doesn't seem to make any association with you, but he patches you up and bandages your hand. There. Please. Sit down.
You don't remember me?
Yes, we had you checked in 2 months ago. And he looks not confused, but intrigued. And then he flicks a metronome on the side of his desk. That
yes.
is not the sound a metronome makes, just for people to know.
Are you my metronome? Are you my petronome? I'm sorry. It's been as Maria. Just like, are there chairs to sit in, or
There are.
she kind of like
Six chairs.
sits in a chair and says, it's been a crazy sort of time. Can you remind me what it is I checked in for 2 months ago?
And he sort of looks surprised and shakes his head, almost disappointed, and makes a note down on paper. And you can hear him just sort of almost say to himself, memory loss. You're here for your health.
I'll say it's always good to have one's health. The rest of you, we are sitting, see?
Yeah, Theodore plunked himself in a seat and he's just looking very confused.
Bo is sitting on the floor against the door.
And he looks over at all of you. So, how do we think we have progressed this session?
What do you mean? We just sat down.
And again, he looks down and makes a note.
I think well. If I can speak candidly, I think we are all quite confused. I think we are very disoriented. I think it's almost like we wake up in a different place every so often, and I thought that maybe we were married. So yeah, I think not well. Anyone else think that we're progressing well at all through all of these?
It is an understanding that you did develop an attachment for me, but as I have expressed, I am a doctor and your carer.
I see, but you are very handsome too.
Please. Please keep it appropriate.
Maria, are you hitting on the doctor right now?
I don't know what else to do, honestly.
I was about to say, does this seem like the good time for it?
Well, we're married. I know we are married. We're married, or maybe in another life. Now I think maybe I am crazy, but
I think perhaps we need to up your dosage.
Don't be taking candy from him.
Dr. Maria's husband, sir, what year do you think it is? Just out of curiosity.
Leans across the desk and looks at you. Now, Theodore, we've had this conversation. What year do you think it is? It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be right. It's okay to not know.
This is Britt not remembering what year the game is.
1924 in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I think it's 1920. And then I'm like looking at his face. 3.
And he pauses and again looks down at his notes and flicks through them. Interesting. Do you still see Aiden everywhere you go? And you will notice Aiden's not in the room with any of you.
Where's...
He was just here?
See, Prophet Eddie, you are not crazy. The rest of us, we remember him being just here.
Where did he go?
Is this becoming a shared delusion? Perhaps we should separate this conversation.
Oh, no, we're just trying to be really supportive of Professor Teddy and make him feel really understood. I think we should stay together. This group therapy is really working.
Because I thought we had got over this, Theodore.
Theodore is just starting to slightly panic and just looking back and forth at all of your eyes, like to ground himself in some way.
I'm looking exactly the way I'm looking right now, on the floor against the door, slumped over, mentally exhausted. You know, Doc, I don't think any of us are doing well. How about we just get some goddamn fresh air? When can we go outside? When is the sun coming up?
Oh. I need you to stay calm. Have you still been seeing your little brother?
Sure have.
Okay. Okay. Well, as I said, you've been making progress. If we keep up the dose, if we keep up the progress, I can call your mother and she can come and pick you up in just over a month and you can go home.
All right. So this is just more delusion then. Cool. All right. Thanks, Doc. He slumps back over and shuts up.
Dr. Hotness, you want to talk about how Eddie is still getting soggy all the time?
And he looks over at Maria. I don't understand.
I don't know. You think the rest of us are going crazy? What about Eddie?
What about...
Is he the sane one?
And he looks back at you and back at Edward. Edward, how do you feel?
I feel like laughing because this is all hilarious.
Good, that's better than last time. How are you dealing with it? With what happened, with what you did?
I don't think about it. I've moved on.
Are you sure? Are you still seeing that little girl?
Nope.
Good. And he makes a note again. So, Idris. Where do you want to end up?
You know, on a warm, lovely beach somewhere with all of my friends. How about that? Can you make that happen?
And he sort of smiles and chuckles. No, Idris, I can't. This is the 4th time you've asked me that.
I really want it.
Okay, thank you. And
If I'm close enough,
mm-hmm.
can I look and see if it looks like Charlie is still in Idris's bag? Or like just like if there's like a monkey-shaped lump?
A monkey-shaped lump.
There is a lump in the bag. You can't see what it is.
I'm not opening it. I'm just holding out the music box. Did you give me this, Doc?
And he looks at you again. Why'd you have Danny's music box? Who gave that to you? Was it the nurse? I told you not to cave into demands, and he looks over at this nurse.
Where did it come from?
You handed it in when you arrived.
And I said it was my brother's.
It is Danny's, yes, as inscribed on the back of the box.
Okay.
Now, it's not the progress I would like to have seen, but it's better. And he looks over at Idris again. Have you still got Charlie?
Theodore flinches.
Can I reach my hand behind my back? And I feel like I know the feeling of Charlie being in my bag when I like kind of feel him out.
You feel
Is he
like
there?
fur, but there's nothing moving.
I like take my bag off and I kind of pull it to my front while kind of like smiling at the doctor, like, oh, I don't know. And I trying to like BS him. I look into the bag.
And as you do, there's a clang of cymbals as this toy monkey starts banging these cymbals together.
Oh no!
Music starts to play.
Where's Charlie?
That is Charlie.
Now I hate to say it, but you seem like you are quite full of shit. And I like take this out. I like kind of shake it a little bit to see if it'll gain the form of like Charlie, if it's like an illusion.
You just see this little monkey with a little waistcoat on and a fez banging these cymbals together with these very glass fake eyes. It's a toy.
All right, now this is a little too far. I like put it back in my bag just in case it happens to be Charlie getting like Idris's mind, and I'm like, all right, I think we're kind of done for today. I think it's just time to get on out of here.
Yes, I think that would be good. Yes.
Doctor, are visitors come yet or no?
Yes, the visitors are downstairs.
Anyone special?
Family, friends, special to the individuals, I suppose.
Okay. Now, did y'all see anyone besides other people, special people down there? Anyone? Because I certainly didn't see anyone. I just don't think we have any visitors. I think the visiting time should be over, Doctor.
Could you, if anyone wants to, roll a spot hidden check for me, please?
I'll
Oh no!
spend that 1 point of luck.
Okay. Those of you who pass, not the extreme pass, those of you who just pass, even though it's a hard pass, you look down and you realize you all have tags on your arms with your names on, with your date of birth. But Maria, as you look over at the doctor, it says Dr. Apotheosis on his name tag. As he smiles and stands. Right. Back to your rooms, I think.
I don't think so, Mr. Hypothesis. Sorry, Dr. Hypothesis. I think maybe you're just trying to keep us here until your captor comes back. So I think we will go.
You checked yourselves in. You remember that, don't you?
No, I don't remember that. I remember needing this bandage, which I thank you for very much. And now I think we go. What are you going to do?
And he just shrugs and smiles.
We check ourselves in. We can check ourselves out. We are all grown adult people. So
You are
Idris?
all grown adults. Yes, you are.
Yes, we are. Idris, Bo, Eddie, Teddy, and Invisible Breadstick Boy. Let us go and find our vacation.
Theodore is gonna check to see if his little pocket notebook is in his inner blazer pocket.
It is there.
Okay. I'm not gonna take it out for the doctor though.
Can I grab my file before I leave? Like, if it's on his desk, like, obvious.
It's not on his desk. He did
Okay.
have it in the filing cabinet.
Never mind. All right, Maria, I think you're all right. Let's get on going. If you're saying this is a doctor apostrophe, then I think it's time to get going.
Say, it's a doctor of chaos.
Ooh.
I don't need any more chaos. So no thank you to your prescription. No thank you to your therapy. And no thank you to your hospital. I'm leaving now. And these, my friends, you're coming with me. See?
Please. Okay. The door is there.
See, I can see where the door is. I have eyes, unlike the nurse.
Then
and
open it.
Bo on the floor. I'm thinking we can wait out these visitors in here. I'm not sure we want to leave this room.
Good point, Bo. Excuse me, doctor, is it visiting time over?
And he looks over at the nurse, who pulls out her watch again. 4 minutes. And by then we should also have recaptured, rehomed the escaped patient.
What is the name?
His name does not matter. It is personal information.
But some man then.
Correct.
My friends, I think maybe we should go now. And hopefully the visitors are not here for us. Maybe this escaped man should not be here, like us.
Doctor smiles. The door is there.
Bo, I'm not going without you.
Well, if everyone wants to go out, I guess we're going out. I'll be the last one, though. I'm going to try to quickly shut the door behind us, and if the bolts are still on the other side, bolt the doctor and the nurse in.
Mm-hmm. And could you make a dexterity check, please, just to see if you can close the door on them? Okay. Describe it for me as you'll exit this room.
I guess as you all walk, I'm holding the door open for everyone, and facing the doc and the nurse, I will slink my way around, do like a spin around to the other side, throw my body weight into it as I essentially fall out of the room to slam the door shut and then bolt it.
Okay, and you do so. You see them walk towards the door as you do this. They don't seem very alarmed, like they don't seem to try and put up much resistance. In fact, they smile as you close the door and bolt it shut. And you see, coming up the corridor, the visitors. These tall creatures moving up the corridor. And Danny sits in the hallway, bouncing that ball over and over again.
Here they come. It's
Aiden
okay.
anywhere?
You see no Aiden.
Oh god.
Does my bag have Charlie or a toy?
You have a toy in your bag.
Well, we wanted to be out of this room. We're waiting them out for another 4 minutes. Get your guns out. And I want to start firing at the visitors.
Roll firearms for me, please.
Yeah, same. You see.
Shotgun. Damn it. How quickly after I fail can I roll
You
again?
can roll at least twice.
Okay. Shit.
Oh my. Okay. Is Maria, you rolling?
Yeah, of course I'm rolling. I
Okay.
was debating, and then I was like, I don't have enough brain power to debate shooting at something. Come on. This is Maria.
I tried to roll. I don't know if mine made it or not.
It has not come up
It
yet.
has not come up yet. But whilst we wait for it, Bo, you fire off these 2 shotgun shells, and they almost explode in the side of the wall, and you can see this plaster sort of come off and hit these things in the side of the face. You don't hit them with a bullet, but you can see that sort of hit them off from the side. However, Maria, you fire off 2 shots, 2 of them falling. As you see many of these things coming up the stairs, you can all keep firing, holding them back. However, behind them, you can see this one that is much taller, and it's definitely a woman. With a smile from ear to ear. She wears a gown about 8 foot tall, walks up the stairs as they sort of part ways for her to start to walk towards you. And Bo, you feel Danny tugging on your t-shirt, on your shirt, just like pulling at the side.
Can I let my friend out now?
Is he gonna help us?
Well, he doesn't like her.
And he points over at this huge creature that is looming in the corridor. And again, very much like the man on the train and the man on the cruise, she floats.
I don't like her either. Sure, invite your friend out.
And he stands and he bangs on the door he's been leaning against. He's like,
I've unlocked it.
and you see the door slowly open. A man dressed in all black, so you only see his eyes, steps forward. You see his sandy boots walk into the corridor. As he walks forward, and he throws this sword from his waist, striking this woman straight in the chest as she lets out this unholy scream. And he pulls down this scarf and pulls back a hood and looks back to all of you. We need to move now. And he sprints down the corridor.
YOLO.
Yep. That's good enough. Let's go.
I'm gonna give one cursory yell of Aiden through the building. Wait a beat, and I guess start running.
Running.
You run after this man who seems to be wading through these creatures towards the exit in this dark hospital floor. As he holds the door open for all of you, gesturing for you all to run out into the night after him.
What about the escaped one?
And he looks back. I am the escaped one.
Let's go.
And he closes the door behind him. And that's where we're going to Call of Cthulhu tonight. Everyone okay? Everyone looks
Hospitals.
Not stressed, you're stressed.
I'm genuinely exhausted.
Okay. So. Yeah. Everyone, please check out all the links that are coming up in chat. We would love to hear your theories on Call of Cthulhu in the Discord. Maybe you have a favorite bit. Like I said, maybe there's a theory you want to discuss. We'd love to hear them. Other than that, a huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm. They now have their mug as well. And also Mage Hand Press. You can see all of their links below. Other than that, we'll see you next week. And to see who this mystery escapee is.
Stop evoking my emotions.
Keep evoking those emotions, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Coming across to unmute you now. You are now muted. You are now muted.